Hey, I'd just like to talk to caidencowgerprogram. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Just saw some of your videos, and honestly, you are one of the dumbest, most arrogant, ignorant, hateful, small-minded people I have ever seen. Saw a few of your videos. Obama is making kids gay. Just because he tolerates something doesn't mean that he's endorsing it, first of all. Second of all, there are so many problems, I don't even know where to start. But let's try this. You're either born gay or straight or bi. It's not a choice. There's scientific evidence to back that up. I know that you guys hate science. You hate reason and logic and reality and evidence. You prefer to take comfort in your ancient storybooks, but there's scientific evidence, very strong evidence, that homosexuality is not a choice. As far as Obama promoting it, no, he's just saying that it's all right. He's basically just saying that it's permissible. He's not promoting it. And you're saying that you went to school with some kids who were straight when you knew them in school, but now they're gay. No, just because you didn't know that they were gay doesn't mean that they were straight, and now because of Obama they've become gay. No, they were always gay. Maybe they didn't even know it because in elementary school, they might not have even known it themselves yet. But I can guarantee you that they were always going to be gay. It's not a choice. It's not a choice that they made. It's not a choice anyone makes. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You are so small-minded. You're spouting on about how homosexuality is wrong and immoral, and how people need to change from their path or they will burn in hell. I find that offensive. And I should say this too. I'm not gay, if you're wondering, but I'm just a compassionate, thinking human being. So let me ask you this. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm having trouble focusing here. I'm just really frustrated with you, but let me ask you this. If a gay couple gets married, or even if they're just together, how does that affect you? How are you hurt? How are you harmed? What is that? Why are you against it? Why don't you like it? Just because you think it's gross? Like if you imagine them in bed? Or like what? In any tangible way, does it affect you? I can answer that question. No, of course it doesn't. It doesn't affect your life. It doesn't affect your ability to be married to a woman just because two men or two women get married to each other. It in no way negatively impacts your life or the lives of anyone else. So I'm going to have to say that it's just because of the Bible, right? Am I off the mark there? You probably believe that if something is outlawed in the Bible, then no one should be able to do it. You live in America, correct? I'm Canadian, but let me check here. Well, I don't see, but I'm assuming you're an American. That's a free country, and it was founded on secular values. Now, I know that there's a good chance you've been told that it was founded as a Christian nation, but most of the founding fathers of America were deists, not necessarily Christians. They wanted a firm separation of church and state. There is no religious involvement, or there should be no religious involvement in public affairs, not in the school systems, not in public policies, not in people's private lives, well, not government-imposed religion in anyone's private lives. So you're trying to impose your religious beliefs on everyone else, which is unconstitutional and wrong and arrogant. You're trying to oppress other people just because they disagree with you, just because they're not the same as you. I don't know if you fear them or hate them, but either way, it's really sad. It's pathetic. And you're free to spew your impotent, misinformed rage all over the internet, and I know it seems like I'm just spewing rage too, but really, I'm not I am frustrated. I don't hate you. I hate the beliefs that you stand for, because honestly, it's beliefs like that that are holding back society. And also, you touched on a point when you said that a gay student was approached by other students who said that they had been, or I forget if they were students, but you said that some people approached a gay youth and told him that they had been praying for him, and and then he was offended by that. Yeah, I'd be offended by that too if someone said that they were praying for me because I was sinful and destined for hell. I wouldn't be offended by the praying. I'd be offended by the fact that they see me as bound for hell, as unworthy, as sinful, as wrong and broken and evil. I would find that offensive. And I'm sure that you think I'm going to hell, but I don't really care. You can't scare me with hellfire. I know that there's no such place. And that brings me to the next point I wanted to touch on. You said that it's a problem when you can't convert people to your beliefs. No, it's a problem if you have free reign to do so. You can talk about your beliefs, and if people agree, they can join you. They can, if people agree with your belief system, if they want to learn more, they can keep on talking to you. But you shouldn't be able to go out there and preach to a point where you're badgering and bothering people. If people don't want to hear what you have to say, you have to leave them alone. Because again, freedom of religion and also freedom from religion. Not everyone wants to be shackled by your primitive superstitions and fairy tales from an ancient book written in the desert thousands of years ago by semi-literate Bronze Age sheep herders. Not everyone wants to base their lives on untrue and insane things from... I'm sorry, I know I'm ranting. It's the middle of the night. One more thing. You're against homosexuality. Let me ask you this. That's in Leviticus, is it not? I'd have to look that up. But I'm aware that in the same book there are also commandments against wearing shirts of mixed fibers. There are commandments against eating shellfish and pork. Now, these rules were in the same book and presumably of equal importance. So I would take you a lot more seriously if you'd never eaten shellfish, never eaten pork, never worn blended fabric. If you had never broken any of those commandments, then I'd say at least he's being consistent. But I'm going to assume that you've had bacon at some point, or that you've worn a cotton polyester blend once or twice. So you're a hypocrite. You really are a hypocrite, unless, tell me if I'm wrong, and you've never broken any rules from the Bible. But yeah, the Bible is an unfounded, unverifiable, ridiculous book. I mean, it's interesting as mythology, but it's no better supported than any other ancient text like the mythologies of the Greek gods or Buddhist and Hindu deities. So if you can dismiss all of them as just ancient and incorrect writings by impressionable, superstitious, primitive people, that's how I feel about your holy book. Holy book. So don't go forcing it down people's throats. You have the right to believe as you believe, to do what you want to do, as long as it doesn't hurt others. And you have the right to speak your mind. But know that I have the right to speak against you and to oppose you. I would never take away your right to free speech. I would never dream of it. But as long as you're spewing this kind of misinformation and hatred and intolerance over the internet, people are going to be there to tell you that you're making a fool of yourself and you're disgraceful. So if you actually watch this, thank you. Tell me if I'm wrong on any points. Sorry I got a little bit emotional. But again, I just saw your video and it's incredibly frustrating to see someone young and seemingly intelligent just turn off their critical thought completely and submit to an imaginary deity who's telling them to hate. That's just really sad. I hope that one day you can wake up and breathe the free air. Until then, good luck trying to find more Christians on the internet than people who are going to oppose you, because honestly, atheists own the internet.